Alright, let's get real here, lads. If you've ever watched Braveheart and didn't immediately want to grab a sword, paint your face blue, and run into battle screaming freedom, then I don't trust you. This movie is pure testosterone. It's got everything. It's got epic battles, tragic romance, betrayal, and an Australian guy absolutely butchering the Scottish accent, but we don't care because the film makes every single person who watches it feel like they could lead a rebellion. And yet, did you know almost none of it actually happened? Yeah, that's right. William Wallace was real, but Braveheart is about as historically accurate as a Fast and a Furious movie. Guess what? But we don't care. We don't. This film isn't about accuracy. It's about passion. It's about fighting for what you believe in. And mostly it's about watching Mel Gibson absolutely lose his mind in the most glorious way possible.
Peter.
So the movie kicks off with our man William Wallace. He's just a regular guy who wants a peaceful life. And Hollywood loves this setup. Let's be honest, we all do, don't we? Because what's better, really, than a reluctant hero who just wants to chill, but then some English soldier does something horrible, and now he's got to go kill everyone? Classic action, like John Wick's dog Maximus, Family and Gladiator, William Wallace's wife. It's all the same energy. And of course, the villain in this story is King Edward. Oh, Longshanks, this dude. Let's be honest, is one of the most evil bad guys ever put on screen. I mean, the guy has the same energy as a James Bond villain. And then there's his son, Prince Edward, in this film. As useful as a wet paper towel. And his wife Isabella. Oh, well, we'll get to that historical nonsense later. But here's the real issue. The English have taken over Scotland. Wallace has had enough. He's going to start a full-scale rebellion. And he's going to do it with style. Now, before we get into the real madness, here's a couple of did-you-knows about this movie, lads. Mel Gibson was actually too old for the role, believe it or not. He was around 27, William Wallace, the real William Wallace, when all this happened. Mel Gibson, almost 40. But Hollywood logic said, no, we'll get this to work. The real Wallace didn't wear a kilt. That's right. Kilts weren't even a thing yet, apparently, in Wallace's time, but let's be honest. Would the movie be as cool without them? Absolutely not. The epic speech, and it is epic, never happened. Willis didn't actually stand in front of an army, painted in blue, yelling about freedom. In reality, most of his battles were glorified bar fights with screaming and some stabbing. The princess love story is pure fiction. This movie makes it look like Wallace had a steamy romance with a princess. Problem? She was literally a child when Wallace was alive. So not even close to meeting him. Hollywood, you sneaky so-and-sos. The Irish army cheering for Wallace never happened. That scene where the Irish and Scots meet on the battlefield, charge at each other, then suddenly become best friends. Total rubbish. But it's good. Now let's talk about the battles. Because, my God, does this movie know how to make medieval war look epic? And you know, this is before a lot of the movies really push the envelope. This is one of the movies that helped other movies push the envelope for battle scenes. You know, it really was. So, Battle of Stirling, not bridge. Because the actual battle took place on a bridge. Which the movie completely ignores, but we forgive it. Because what we get instead is a slow motion, mud-splattered, axe-swinging masterpiece of medieval violence. Wallace shows up with the paint on his face and delivering the speech. And even though none of it's real, you can't help but feel hyped, man. If you're not ready to charge into battle at this moment, you have no soul. And then we get to the real star of the show. Of course, the Irish guy. You know the one. The absolute lunatics who claims he speaks to God and he's here for the crack. Every great war film needs that one psycho who enjoys violence way too much. And this guy delivers. So Wallace keeps winning battles and the Scots are rallying. Everything seems to be going well, which obviously means it's all about to go horribly wrong, right? Then enters Robert the Bruce. Now, Robert the Bruce is an actual Scottish legend, but in this movie, he's basically Scottish Charles Leclerc, a guy with all the potential, but constantly getting screwed by bad strategy, if you know your Formula 1 here, lads. And boy, does he make a horrible call at Falkirk. And Wallace expects him to fight with him, but instead, the guy turncoats faster than a Ferrari pit stop. Wallace gets surrounded, betrayed, and somehow almost survives all the way through. But then we get to the moment that really hurts, when Wallace gets captured. Then we get to the real, oh dear lord, the tearjerker of the movie, lads. And oh my god, it's insane how emotional it is. If you really take this movie in, it's insane. Now look, Braveheart it's objectively full of lies, okay? It's as historically accurate as a team saying they fixed the porpoising. But does that matter? It doesn't. We love movies. This is what we want to be entertained for, right? This movie it's not a history lesson. It's a feeling. It's about standing up for what you believe in and fighting against the odds. And most importantly, looking absolutely badass while doing it. And this movie delivers that, man. It's a racing film in a way, in a funny way. Wallace is the underdog driver. Then you got the corrupt FIA. You got Robert the Bruce guy, who's a guy who should have won but made a dumb strategy call. And at the end of the day, what does Wallace teach us? That whether it's in battle, on the track, or in life, the most important thing is do not let anyone take your freedom. I know that sounds probably corny, but oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Braveheart.
Peter.
Wow.